Well, it's August 7th. What are you doing today, Maureen? I think it's time for a tour. Everything's been in ground for about 2.5 months or so, and things are growing. I was away for about a week, and 2 of my Kidults, they watered the front and back, but when you get back, there's a lot of pruning and things that have to get done. And truth be told, I've been very neglectful with feeding my plants. So, you know, some of the things that we'll talk about is some of it could be my fault. Let's do the tour. We're gonna start with these melons. I'm very excited about all this. So I came home and the cantaloupes and the honeydew, they were all looking very, very good and starting to get big. And so I slung them up into their little slings. So there's at least 3 mature cantaloupe, and then there is 3 honeydew on this side and 2 smaller ones on that side. And I just tied them up with some rame cloth, so that's gonna hold them in case the vines aren't strong enough. And then if we go into where the grapes are, I'm hoping that you can get a shot so that you can see all the grapes, because once I go up close, it's very hard to see them. But there is a lot of grapes, and we are starting to redden up. Very exciting. So I did taste one the other day. They are supposed to be seedless. Of course, it's not ripe, but there is seeds in them. Ooh, that's tart, but they are coming. These white grapes, they are not swelling up, so I think they didn't get enough water, but there is a little handful on this side, so that's great. The doll baby watermelons, you know, they're just doing okay. I was expecting to see a lot more greenery and possibly some more fruit, but I'm not giving up hope. Again, I think it is to do with the fact that I have not been feeding as often. And then we have 2 beautiful pumpkins. This is the Big Mac's pumpkin here. Here is his best friend. All the sugar pumpkins. Hopefully I can get in there so that you can see there is a lot of sugar pumpkins. I'm gonna try to go from the side here, but you can see some of them there. They are starting to ripen up beautifully. But I suspect there is a good 20 or so pumpkins in here. I have already picked one. It was dried and ready to go. I think this one, he's looking just about ready to go. But there is a lot of little sugar pumpkins in there. I hope you've had a chance to go and see my "What the heck is this?" squash video. I'll post a link right up here. Those were all the ones that were in the backyard. The front yard, again, a little bit of craziness going on. So I'm gonna take you through pretty quick. This is supposed to be a kabocha squash, as is this one. But this one over here is very similar to the one in the backyard, where it's kind of all speckledy. So I think it's been cross-pollinated with something else. And then if we go right beside here, this also is supposed to be a kabocha squash. It is not. This is looking like my kabocha squashes from last year. This is an acorn squash, which I was able to trellis this one up. This one is supposed to be a carnival squash, but he's a little bit funny-sided. And if we look right beside him next door, this is also a carnival squash, but that's very pumpkin-esque, as is his brother on the same plant. So I think it's been cross-pollinated with a pumpkin. This acorn squash looks fine. Next door, this one looks like it's been crossed with a zucchini again, as does his brother. Now in here, I think this is what a carnival squash should look like with this type of flesh, but maybe I'm wrong. I've never grown these ones before. Last year, my patty pans were prolific. And it was like almost every couple of days, they would start out like this, and then 4 days later, they would be bigger than my palm. We could be picking them every few days. This year, we're not getting as many. Last year, all my plants were the bright, bright yellow. This year, we've got this kind of light greeny shade. A quick zing around with the spaghetti squash. Again, not as prolific as I had last year, but nonetheless, they're looking good. On this side, I've got some crookneck squash growing. I guess today's gonna be a picking day. This ginger is looking wonderful. The trellising of the zucchini is looking good. I think I did notice there's a big giant one we need to go pick. Again, a very nice kabocha squash there. We're almost finished in the front, hang on. This is my big yam pot. Last year I tried to grow the yams in my straw bales, but it didn't turn out so well, and I probably didn't feed them enough. But this year the slips were taking a long time, so I just planted the actual potato. So I am hoping that I am gonna see, oh, what? said I was thinking I was going to see some potato. That is a potato right there. Oh, look at that. That's exciting. And I think there's another one right here. Oh, wow. I think it's just grown out of its skin, because this has actually popped up quite a bit more. So I'm going to keep that covered. The front yard will only be a quick trip. Just got to see this. The gaillardia and the zinnias are beautiful and full of bees and things I love. And I hope you caught my video about the peaches. There still is some on there, but they are pretty small, and I don't know kind of what will take place with them. Check out them elderberries. Yeah, but I wanted you to see the loofahs. So I've got 2 loofahs drooping down here, which looks absolutely fantastic. So I'm very excited about those. I will show you the one in the backyard, which is, I think, fully ripe. So we're gonna take that apart. It's hot. I'm gonna sit in the shade, and I'm just gonna do a pan for you right now. You can have an overall of the backyard. Check out that corn. Starting with this apple tree, they are looking good. I didn't get a bag on this one. He's just my kind of my test pilot, just to see maybe we don't have any rats, but so far everybody is nice and protected. This crazy squash here that just showed up in my garden. Onions are still not doing what they're supposed to be doing. So I'm not sure. It could be my soil is not enriched enough for onion. Pepper pot alley is looking good. Those are the bird's eye chilies. These I think are a cayenne, more bird's eye chilies. And then I did buy these 2. This is a Tabasco and this is a California Reaper. And it looks like I'm starting to get some fruit on it. Peppers were really slow for me this year. I just let the ladies out, so I have to put some water on here because they'll come and dig in my pepper bed. But these are the peppers that are in ground. Most of them look like they're bird's eye chilies. They don't get really tall, but you can see, you know, there is some fruit growing, but the plants are really not very big. But nonetheless, gonna have some beautiful chilies. Slicing cucumbers have been absolutely prolific. And there's one that's hanging there. We just picked about 4 the other day. Tomatillo that just decided to show up. Broccoli again is still doing well. No rats are eating them, so that's great. We just keep picking the little side shoots and having a wonderful dinner. With my last short, one of those crazy squashes that I don't know what it is. And this one I did not plant, and it did not come from my compost. It's just outside the chicken coop here. Oh. There's me. The strawberries that I propagated, they're all looking great. And this is where I have the second loofahs. And this one we're gonna pick today. They're just small. And this one, as soon as I planted it into ground, it fruited. And so it is now dried into the loofah that it needs to be. Beans are all beautiful and prolific in here. There's me again. This new to me bean, the Vortex bean, which do get very, very long. So I'm excited about those. They're cucumbers in the back there, again, have been prolific. We've missed a few, and we've gotten some giant orange ones. Oopsie. But this corn is absolutely incredible. Just so that you can see how tall it is. I'm 5'6", and so that's how much taller it goes than me. And it is tasseling. Even though it had fallen over and we had strung it up, it's still doing just great. We'll have turnips growing in here. Picked them and sauteed them up. I took some up for my mom. They were delicious. Kohlrabi is doing very well. Last year I could not get that baby to grow at all. The grape kiwi is doing very well. And if we go up top, we can see some fuzzy kiwis there. One thing that I hate about this time of year is that you get clotheslined by spider webs all the time. I have to do one of these every time I'm walking down a path. Garden bed 3. Again, we've got some beautiful apples ripening over there. Another zucchini that needs to be picked. Cabbages are doing okay. Carrots, okay. Why yes, we're almost finished. 2 more things. Here is my okra, looking very, very nice. This is way bigger than what I had last year. So they are enjoying being in the pots. And I do believe that we are seeing some fruit. I think, well, these could be leaves or they could be little pods starting. This one definitely has some pods starting. Yay! Last but not least, the tomato jungle, where I've got pots in the front and then a 3-tiered tomato bed. So today is going to be a tomato picking day. These are the Nona tomatoes, or Italian pear style tomatoes. And then those are my San Marzanos. in the back. Lots of red is showing up in this garden. These are Roma tomatoes in this bed that the original seed comes from my mom from 3 years ago. It's our own little heirloom. Dottie, shoo! You shoo out of there! Shoo! You're not allowed to be in that garden. You shoo! Shoo, shoo! I thought I would take apart this loofah just to see. Oh my goodness! It really is a loofah. Wow, it's not to eat. Give it back. It really is a loofah inside. Oh my gosh. It's tiny. Oh yeah, here comes Dottie. Yeah, you think it's something to eat, Dottie? It's not. Well, I don't know. Maybe that is good. Hey, hey. It's not to eat. That's not to eat. Listen, ladies. It's not to eat. Anyway, I hope you're having a great day wherever you are. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Take care. God bless.